America's finest city. You're listening to the Real Estate Zone, all the information you need in today's market. I'm your host, Mike Litton with Keller Williams Realty. Thanks for coming back with us. Make sure you tune in next week. We'll be presenting solutions. We'll have a roundtable of experts here. We'll be presenting solutions for anyone who's struggling today. If you or someone you know is struggling with their finances, with their home loan, with any other aspect of owning their home currently, you will not want to miss this show. We want you to know that if you or someone you know is struggling today, you are not alone. There is no shame in struggling financially. We want you to understand that there are solutions out there. You're not alone. You have options. And we're going to be presenting a lot of those options, a lot of those solutions to you next week. So be sure you tune in next week. And please tell anyone that you know who's struggling financially or who you think might be, to be sure that they tune in with us next week. We're ready for your calls at 1-800-760-5362. That's 1-800-760-5362. That's 1-800-760-KFMB. And Trent Chapman just left us, and I wanted to make sure that I thanked him again for being on the show and make sure that we got this in. You can reach Trent at newfutureteam.com. That's newfutureteam.com. If you have any questions about short sales, loan modifications, anything where you're having a tough time making your payment on your home loan, and you're not sure what to do, if your property's upside down, you're not sure what to do, go to newfutureteam.com. That's newfutureteam.com. And Trent Chapman and his entire team have put together a ton of videos and a ton of instruction for you to use anytime, free, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. We're absolutely thrilled to have Doug Clark and Mike Baird with us from Spike TV's new series Flipmen, which, guys, is going to be on October 25th out here in San Diego. It's going to be a Pacific time. It's going to be 7:30 in the evening, correct? October 25th, 7:30, right? Okay, awesome. Now, when we left, we were talking about what really juices you about real estate investing. And I have to tell you, you guys are awesome. And what you do is really, really important in the economy that we have and in a lot of our neighborhoods. I actually am an REO agent, and I list REOs and sell them for banks, and I see the negative impact that bank-owned properties have on the neighborhood and the negative ripple effects that it has. And I also see the positive ripple effects that somebody like you that comes in and buys a property and rehabilitates it and brings it back to its absolute best condition, and then turns around and gets a family in there and that loves the home and takes care of it and that type of thing. I see the positive impact that you guys have on a neighborhood, and I have to tell you, I really admire what you do, and I really appreciate it personally and professionally as a real estate professional, watching you guys do what you do.
We really appreciate that. I think the show is going to resonate that as well, because that's something so important to us is that when we entered this business, we said, okay, we're going to do this, but we're going to show you what we do.
Right. Now let's talk about that for a second, because you mentioned last time that there's a differentiation of your show versus other shows in that you guys, we actually get to follow you around and watch you make evaluations, some of them at seconds on the spot without getting a chance to see the property and that type of thing as to whether you're going to buy that property and bid on it. Is that right?
Absolutely correct. So you're going to see the information we have. It's very fast because that's the way it goes in the morning when you're searching 100 or 200 properties. You've got several different options in a few hours to narrow everything down. You spend about 1 or 2 minutes per property, best case scenario. And so you're going to see us in the real life time of saying, okay, here's what we decided, here's the information we have, and here's what we're going to do with that information.
Right.
You're going to follow us with the discovery, because you don't get keys on these things, and most of them are certainly sight unseen on the inside, if not sight unseen completely.
Absolutely.
You're going to go with us. You're going to take this ride and say, okay, we have purchased this real estate. We have never been inside. We do not know what's behind this door. We're going to find our own way in because we don't get keys.
Right.
We're going to show you what we find, and in real life, us scratching our heads going, okay, here's the game plan, how we're going to make money.
Here's our problem. What's our solution, right? That's awesome, guys. Now, one of the things that you mentioned last time, and I wanted to make sure that we reiterated this, was anybody who's looking to, I asked you to give advice to anybody who's looking to invest in real estate and what they should do first if they're thinking about potentially buying property and flipping it and that type of thing, or buying property and holding it. And one of the pieces of advice that you gave that I felt like was absolutely invaluable was that people go out and try to figure out value, to get the value part down. And you talked about something that you guys did. Can you touch on that? When you first got together and you first got going, you would go out and you'd look at a property and you'd try and figure out what the value was in 2 seconds. Talk about that for a second. Right.
Earlier, I had a family member, I don't know how old I was, but I was 13 or 14, and this uncle of mine said these words to me, and they have resonated throughout my career.
Okay.
He said to me, if you can understand value, there is a lot of money to be made in real estate.
Right.
And the key to, and I said, we come assume that the key, pick areas that you might be interested in investing in. It may be close to your home, maybe close to your work, but pick a geographical area.
Right.
Confined area in which you can become a professional and know more about that neighborhood or community better than anybody else in that industry. What sometimes we do is we would set up two listings and we would both look at the house and there'd be a nice little flyer outside by the for sale sign. And we would stand there and we'd look at it and we'd start guessing and we'd say, it's about this big, it's probably out this many bedrooms, this style of home. We'd talk about it and then we'd jump out of the car, we'd pull that flyer, and then we would look at each other and say, how much does this sell for?
Right.
And we would guess and we would say, okay, he would have his number, I would have mine, we'd look at a piece of paper and we'd say, how close are we?
See, that's a great drill.
Over and over again doing that.
That's a great drill because every time you do it, you're honing your skills and you're honing your understanding of the value of that particular neighborhood and the property in that neighborhood. That's awesome, man.
In fact, we got so good at it. You do that for a few months, or in our case, a few years, and then we can tell you exactly. Look at the flyers, tell you they're over 50, they're over 30,000.
Right. Right. Exactly.
We had a better idea than they did.
Yeah. Exactly. That's awesome, man. That's awesome. Okay. Well, one of the things that I wanted to make sure that we did is I wanted to make sure that we reminded people that you guys have this program, this show called Flip Men, and it's premiering on Spike TV on October 25th. And it's going to be at 7:30 Pacific time. So at 7:30 p.m. on October 25th. You said it's a Tuesday, is that right? Okay, so Tuesday, October 25th. Make sure that you check out on Spike TV Flip Men, starring Doug Clark and Mike Baird. Now, one of the things that I wanted to point out to people is you guys have a passion for sharing with other people and other potential real estate investors and that type of thing what you do and your craft. And I think that's absolutely amazing. And I know where your heart is, and I know where your passion is in terms of sharing. And you shared that with us the last time you were on the air with us. And I wanted to thank you guys for what you do, and I wanted to thank you for showing us the way, because I think it's really important.
We appreciate that so much. Really, really do. I mean, people could just look at it a little more simple. You know, there's supply and demand, and right now supply is high, demand is lower.
That's it.
Down.
That's it.
That's a good thing. Keep in mind that real estate is cyclical and economies are cyclical. There's a limited quantity of real estate. They're not making any more of it. And population increases over time.
That's it.
Great thing. Get involved and buy property.
That's it, guys. Thank you so much, Doug Clark, Mike Baird, with stars of Spike TV's new series Flip Men, that's actually premiering October 25th at 7:30 our time. Guys, thank you so much for joining us. We appreciate it. Make sure you come back and join us again another time. We appreciate it. And I wanted to thank Trent Chapman, our short sale expert, for joining us. That's our show, ladies and gentlemen. As always, I want to thank you for spending part of your Saturday with us. So until next week, have a fun and safe weekend, everybody. I'm your host, Mike Litton with Keller Williams Realty. You're listening to The Real Estate Zone, airing every Saturday afternoon at 3 on 760 KFMB.